Well, as I mentioned before, we're talking about something white, and of course, white ice tissue. The Scotties are coming again. We're going to talk to co-chair Glenn Hagel about the press release that was done recently, and we're going to talk more in depth about the event itself. So, Glenn, welcome back. Just hold your hand out, Glenn. You can look at this.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, right.
Both have 5 fingers.
But yours are browner than mine.
Yeah, but your fingers are longer than mine.
I guess I don't. I block out the sun. But you just got back from Hawaii.
Yeah, that was really kind of a neat getaway family experience, but good to be back home.
You were telling me that where you were staying. I said, we went to Maui, and he said, well, where were you staying? Well, I stayed in this cottage, and there was a pool in the backyard, and I go, you're surrounded by ocean, Glenn.
Yeah, but you got to go through sand to get to the ocean. I'm not a sand guy.
Don't go to Southwest Saskatchewan. Just say it.
Besides, the granddaughters were in the pool. So that's the most attractive part of the whole thing.
That's good. Now, you came home just in time to be present for the announcement of the ticket sales. I think is the biggest thing going on, but also other aspects. So tell me about that.
Well, what was announced is that people can now buy their tickets for the Scotties Moose Jaw 2015 starting on Valentine's Day. 22 draws, $349 for the whole package, and that gets you a ticket in the same seat to every single one of the 22 draws. Those are available as of Friday at 10 o'clock. People can buy them online, or they can go to Mosaic Place here in Moose Jaw and buy them in person if they like.
At the box office, and of course that's all coordinated. And how many seats are you going to be selling?
Well, probably it will be in the range of close to 4,000 seats will be available for sale. There's not that many of the arena seats are actually blocked off for the use of the Scotties, so it'll be in that range.
Yeah, because there are families and things like that, people like that who come in, and there's dignitaries and stuff.
Right.
So
yes, I guess I should correct myself. There'll be about 4,000 seats available. Some of those are pre-committed to curling associations and sponsors and that sort of thing. But probably to the public, there would be something in excess of about 3,500 seats that would be available for purchase across the piece.
And of course, this will be covered by on television. But something I found, at the last one, I never knew about this aspect before, but you can actually take your FM radio to the game and sit there, and you can tune it, and you hear the audio feed to the television comes in over an FM.
Well, it comes in an FM. I don't know if you can take your own radio, but you can buy a set. Yes, you can buy a headset that picks up the TSN commentary, so you can be there live, watching all 4 games in most cases going on, but at the same time picking up the TSN commentary on the feature game. The feature game will be on the big scoreboard in the Mosaic Place at the same time, so you'll be able to relate to that. So you can make it as comprehensive as you want to be as a fan. But I think one of the things that's happened over the years is that people have become I think to feel very familiar with the curlers. TSN did a great thing a number of years ago when they brought the microphones, and you can hear the curlers now doing their strategic discussions, whereas when you're there in the arena, if you don't have the headset, you don't pick up that commentary, so you get some of that adds to the joy of watching as well. Bottom line is this great national curling event that is close to the heart of thousands and thousands of people in our area and across the province is coming to Moose Jaw. And you can be there live to see the whole thing from start to finish. And if you want to do it, you can buy the whole package for $349 starting on Friday.
And of course, let's talk and make the fact that Moose Jaw got this event based on the success we had with the
Canada Cup.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, we had the Canada Cup, which would be well, be a touch over a year ago now, in November of 12, and that was very, very key to our getting the Scotties, because in our discussions and our presentations to the Canadian Curling Association, we weren't talking about what we think we could do, we were talking about what we did. And Canadian Curling Association knew before making the decision to come to Moose Jaw for the Scotties that we've got a good facility, we've got a good team of volunteers. They set an attendance record for Canada Cup when they were here, and there's all kinds of reason to be optimistic that the Scotties will be one of the best Scotties ever. I think it's kind of captured and captivated the city in many ways, and I think it's going to be an exciting event.
And not just not just the curling, of course. Between rounds or during the things, you can go down to the Heart Stop.
To the Heart Stop Lounge.
Heart Stop Lounge.
Yeah. No, this is a social event.
Yeah.
You can have a drink, have something to eat, and there's lots of curling stuff that goes on at the Heart Stop Lounge. There'll be daily interviews, up close and personal, with the different curling teams. Mm-hmm. A lot of it's done in good humor, but it's also intended to enable the curling fan to truly get up close and personal with those people that many of us have only seen on TV.
Yeah, and the curlers don't just come in, do the interview, and leave. They wander around. They sit down at your table and they talk to you and say, "Where are you from?" And they say, "Oh, I got an uncle there." And it's a wonderful, like when when the World Cup was curling was here, there was a lot of that going on. And like the Howards were very popular. Yeah, and.
Yeah, I think it is. Curling fans are a special breed. They really are a very polite and respectful and appreciative group, is my experience. To me, that was clearest of all when Karen and I were at the Olympic trials in Winnipeg in December, and Jennifer Jones from Winnipeg was in the final and eventually became Canada's representative to the Olympics, which are about to begin. And I thought it was so neat because in the final, clearly when she was playing Sherry Middaugh, clearly 90% plus of the people in the arena were passionately supporting her. But when the other team made good shots, they got good, strong applauses, because curling fans, they just appreciate good curling. They're polite, they're respectful, and they also like having a good time. And some of that happens at the Heart Stop Lounge.
So certainly those Manitobans were good. I think a lot of them are coming over here because they had such a good time the year before with us. So,
and we'll welcome them.
And welcoming people is another thing, because starting on February the 10th, people who want to go and volunteer can do so. And do you want to talk about that process?
Yes. People have been asking since we learned that we're getting the Scotties, so how do I volunteer? The answer is now clear, that any time after February the 10th, but the sooner the better, coming February the 10th, is to go to the website, which is curling.ca/2015 Scotties. And that's the website at which you can buy tickets if you want to buy them online, or at that website on February the 10th or later, you can volunteer. There'll be a list of things that you can volunteer for, and it's from that then that we will select and do our assignments for people to volunteer. We'll be looking for in the range of 500 people. Our organizers, our vice chairs and directors are now in place. That's about 25 people who will be the leaders, and they'll be looking for all those people that can make the teams, that fill in the blanks, that make a real good Scotties happen. And something new in the area of volunteering actually will be to be a host or a hostess on the shuttle buses.
Yes.
What was announced today as well is that 3 of our local hotels so far have announced that they will be providing shuttles from their property to and from Mosaic Place for the Scotties. So Temple Gardens Mineral Spa, Comfort Inn, and Grant Hall Inn are all going to be providing shuttle services to their guests who are here for the Scotties.
It'll be a short ride, but a very informative ride. And if you know a lot about the history of Moose Jaw, and you want to share you're an outgoing person, come on the bus and say, come on and have a seat.
That's right, and that's exactly what we're looking. We're looking for what is kind of comes natural in Moose Jaw, friendly people who are enthusiastic about our place, but also people who, and we'll provide a bit of training, who can pass on information about the Scotties to our visitors from out of town. But more than that, pass on information about Moose Jaw, and so we want in other ways as well, what's to do and all that kind of stuff. We very much want when people leave the Scotties in 2015, they go away saying, "Great Scotties, glad I came," and also I'm going to have to come back to Moose Jaw and when the Scotties aren't on, and bring somebody with me. And so we see it as a real opportunity to not only do a great job with the Scotties, but also to invite people to come back and set the stage for Moose Jaw's ability to bid for other national and international major kind of events, because we've demonstrated once again, I'm confident we will, that Moose Jaw can do a great job of hosting a major event.
And speaking of hosting it, we're in our last minute now, so let's summarize dates and times for people to volunteer, or if they want to get tickets, that process that we started off the show with.
So if you want tickets, by the time this is aired, they can go online to curling.ca/2015 Scotties, or they can just come on in person down to the box office Mosaic Place. $349 buys you a ticket in the same seat of your choice to the 22 draws of the Scotties, and that same address, curling.ca/2015 Scotties, is the one that if you want to be a volunteer, go there. There'll be a list of things that you can indicate you're interested in helping out and become part of the team that makes the Scotties happen in 2015 in Moose Jaw.
That's great, Glenn. Thanks for getting the time zone warp. I think must be affecting somehow, but halfway around the world, but back in time to do the show. I think that's really nice of him to do that. And so if you're interested in the Scotties, it's a big deal. And I know this could be a great presentation put on by the city's citizens of Moose Jaw and this great committee that's in place. So thanks to my other guests for being here, talking about White Cane Week, and to Glenn talking about the Scotties in 2015. And we'll look forward to seeing you again soon on Moose Jaw this week.